Good morning. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning.
Welcome to AM Ocala Live on WOCA. And now, here's your morning host, Adam Micklin.
You're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. Good morning. Good morning, Carlos.
Good morning, Adam. How's it going?
It's going. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Broadcasting to you live from the, as we speak, Paddock Mall, shut down Paddock Mall, as people, I think, are now starting to understand that the Paddock Mall is closed until further notice. However, they did a good job yesterday. They're still doing the Chick-fil-A, and with that, they had a opportunity to still do the Chick-fil-A mobile app for curbside ordering from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And they had a temporary drive-through there by the Texas Roadhouse, 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. So that's still rolling. So why is that? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're we're Wednesday, hump day, of this, what do I say at the beginning of the week? The last full week of March. Beware the Ides of March. Boy, we can't wait to get through this month. I can't wait to get through this month.
It's been a crazy month.
Yeah, just to see us come out on the other side. But you know what? You know what part of this is, though? It's there's a lot of work this week. Not necessarily for our listeners or folks that are actually staying home because they can't work and so forth and everything like that. But it feels like it's some work for our government. They got to figure some things out here. They got everybody from the local county to the state to the federal. It feels like, oh man, there's a lot of work to get through here for this week, but I digress. Anyway, good morning, everybody. You're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. We are streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. As we're gonna kick off your Wednesday here, get you to the point where we're halfway through this week, which I always look forward to. This is Wednesdays. They're interesting. They have a feel. I think they have a feel. I think there's a moment there where, depending on how your week goes, you're like, it feels like a Wednesday. Although Monday has a feel, Fridays have a feel, Sundays have a feel. I think depending upon how your weekend or how your week is going, there's Wednesday has a feel. But speaking of our Wednesday here, the 25th of March, as boy, we were just powering through a beautiful, beautiful amount of weather for the last few weeks that we've had here in Florida. We were out last night. We were doing a little walk just as the sun was about to go down to the mailbox and stuff to make sure we could still see some daylight in lieu of the quarantine crap. But it was just absolutely gorgeous. Now, yesterday, it was a projected high of the upper 80s. And it did. I think at one point I saw that it was almost 90 degrees. But after about 6 o'clock, oh my goodness, buddy, there was a nice breeze blowing. It was breezy for most of the afternoon. The wind was blowing hard for a little while, and it had like cooled things down just a smidge with that breeze blowing. It was just absolutely gorgeous, and it's so hard. I don't know if anybody else who's listening this morning feels this way. I don't know if it's been this way for you, my friend, but when we sit in here early in the morning, just as the sun's coming up, getting the show going, obviously the talk is coronavirus, novel coronavirus, COVID-19. We had Marion County Schools in yesterday. We've had, last week County Commission. We have a lot going on. We always talk with Galen about, because that's what's the now. So when we talk to him, it always comes down to that in lieu of conversation. So it feels, okay, it's there. We're all doing our part, doing our thing, talking about it. It exists. Here we go, COVID-19. And then you leave here and you go outside and it's beautiful and it's almost, 90 degrees. And I think that's the weirdest part. You go outside and you're like, coronavirus, what? Like, no, that's just something we're talking about in the studio on air. But when you go outside, it doesn't feel like it can pertain to us in a way when you're out there in the weather, and until you start driving, you see that everything's closed. It's like a reminder. When I was on my way home, I was like, you know what, I'll grab I'll grab my girl a little quick Starbucks through the drive-thru, and then I realized, well, no, they're closed. A lot of these places obviously are closed, and it's easy to forget that because when you talk about it as much as we have here in the morning with it, and then you leave, it's like, oh, all right, well that was part of the station. That's what we're doing, just talking about it. And then you look around, and it's so hard to believe. Some days, my friend, that down here, sunshine, 90 degrees, that we're in the midst, and like I said, the meat and potatoes of a pandemic. I think that is the hardest thing. And everything's closed. Everything's left when it comes to restaurants for takeout or delivery. And then Publix is open. And then you go into Publix and you obviously know that there's a little bit of a stigma to the idea that, wow, this is one of the only things that are open. And they have limited hours. And they're doing their part by having their staff sanitize what they need to. And you see the shelves with things missing. But at the end of the day, you're just like, I'm at Publix to see what I can't get for dinner. Just like any other day. And I'm still around people, and I'm paying with cash, and I'm handing cash to the clerk, and she's giving me change back. And money is one of the dirtiest things, I think, in this world. It's just, sometimes, my friend, I think that's the hardest part about this, is just how unorthodox, I guess that's the word for it, unorthodox this pandemic is. Now, like I said, I think with, the idea of certain states going through drastic measures early on, like, for example, I mentioned Ohio and Governor Mike DeWine. Well, here's the thing. I kind of preach there that we understand that we're doing our part. That's the responsibility as us looking out for each other and the elderly population and everything else by doing this quarantine stuff and everything else. Well, up in Ohio, I just thought about, they were kind of planning, in lieu of the season with the weather. The weather's heavy it takes a toll on the body when you've got limited sunshine and you've got 30-degree temperature differences and cold, wet weather to really hot, humid, not say hot, but warm, humid weather that then changes within 24 hours. That wreaks havoc on the immune system in a way. All right, so I get that. But being down here south of the Mason-Dixon line, south of Georgia, in beautiful Florida this time of year with the weather we had last night, coronavirus, what? What are we doing? What are we doing? What is this? And, like I said, I am absolutely privileged to... and so thankful to be doing this, to carry some radio and some information here at the source for the AM Ocala Live Morning Show. I'm so thankful to be doing that. But it is this kind of sometimes feels over the top when we're so involved with the conversation of COVID-19 and the pandemic. And then as soon as I break away from it, as soon as I turn around and go do something else for my day, it's hard to believe that that's what my morning consists of. And here we are. And I did listen to a little talk radio just to hear what some of the other avenues are talking about. Not necessarily a morning show, because remember, we're trying to just get people started with their day and be a little entertaining and carry some conversation. And, that's the point of talk radio morning shows, kind of like we had before we come on with First Light, which we listen to as we're getting ready and everything. And it's just an overwhelming involvement of conversation about something we don't have control of. And then when we leave here and the weather's gorgeous, it's hard to believe that it even exists.
Yeah, that's something I can definitely relate to. What you say about the weather being gorgeous when we leave, because every time that I come here at the station, bright and early before even 6:30, like I find that it's quite the change when by the time that we finish the show, after 11, and then you walk out and then instead of it looking like the same way how it looked last night when it was still, you know, not when it got nice and dark outside. Like it still looks dark when I arrived this morning, but as I walk out and head out at the end of the show, the sun's out. I'm like, I feel like I came here when it was still nighttime and then left when it started to be daytime.
Right, and just a touch on that, I kind of think about what you're trying to say is what I feel too sometimes is where, because the sun's not up yet and we wake up so early, it's this feeling of like, all right, we're going to go in there, we know we're going to talk and carry information that's necessary today about new updates in the understanding of COVID-19. And it feels that way because it's dark outside and it's a little bit cooler. And then, man, as we sit here like it is right now with the sun coming up, look how gorgeous the sky looks already. And it's a beautiful temperature out there, and it smells like spring, and it even smells a little bit of moisture in the air. And we talk about it because that's the job we're doing at hand, and that's what we're going to do for the next 4 hours. And then when we leave here, it's like, all right, well that's over with. So I don't know. You just want to go somewhere, get a bite to eat, and then grab some lunch, and then work on what we have to. Well, hold on. It still exists outside of what we're talking about conversation. That everybody's quarantined, everybody's dealing with this, and I don't know. I just think I wanted to share that idea to see if with our listeners, folks who are listening this early, kind of feel that way too. It's like you wake up, it's there, we understand it, you turn on the news for any updated information, you hear more about it. I know a lot of people are just kind of about the only thing they're using is a little bit of social media on their phones, and because a lot of people are like, to hell with the TV, just done with the news of it, because it does feel like it's still tactical in a way to kind of keep you mindfully oppressed about just where it is right now, COVID-19. But I think a lot of people still want to stay updated because they know it's vital information to stay pertinent, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people feel this way. If you folks are listening, that you feel the same way when you're like, you know what, I do need to run to the store today. I'm going to run the Publix, and I need to grab just a few more things. And then you leave the house, and you got the radio on, and you're listening to some music, and you get the windows cracked, and the sun is shining, and it's 80 degrees, and then you pull in, and you see the parking lots filled. You're like, coronavirus what? You know, it's mind-boggling. But I think we were talking about it off air before we got to go on the show. I know it's impacted your job there a little bit where you work, but here's the other thing too. You mentioned it is, you know, we still might be looking at an entire state shutdown for everything at some point anyhow. You know, they're talking about that specifically now with Miami. Everything just shut down, period. No one, nowhere, except for any medical treatment or I think that's about it. Like, I think that's it. Even the grocers would be closed and everything else, and it would be just like that. So I think there's still a chance that we could even have that here, like an entire just complete shutdown. That's still on the horizon. But I don't know. Either way, good morning, everybody. AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. We've got a good show for you here as we make our way through your Wednesday, hump day, to get through this last full week of March. Because, you know, next week at this time, my friend, we will be in April.
Yeah,
we will be in April.
Be here.
And that even sounds nice. March. April. March. COVID-19 in March.
April Fool's Day month.
April Fool's Day. Just kidding. It's a worldwide pandemic. Just kidding. Now you can come out of the quarantine. Wait, just kidding. Nope, stay in there. We just don't know what's coming alive yet. But nonetheless, there's still a lot to talk about, so we're going to keep that rolling. We got some fun stuff to kind of carry through with today. Yesterday was a very good day. We had a lot of, like I said, we had Marion County Schools. We had Change of Conversation with Carol Ann Baldwin, which everybody looks forward to, is In the Garden with Carol Ann. We had Matt Gibbs, Sunrise Automotive care with personal care, and that's what the side was yesterday. And we had a blast with him in the studio to talk about the ideas of what we can do to help the community. You know, that carried some conversation through and through when we had Galen talking about the idea of the political side of things and them trying to pass the stimulus package and so on and so forth. So with that was a good day. It was a strong day. Let's lean back in the chair today. What do you say, partner? Let's just a little change topic. Of course, we'll talk COVID-19 with new information and so on and so forth. But let's recline in the chair a little bit. Let's make it a fun day nonetheless. Wednesday, right? Because we got a lot of week left. Exactly. So as we come to the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour here, we're going to break for national news, and we come back. We're going to roll with that comfortable conversation. We're going to have the phone lines open, 622-9622. If you just want to say hello and good morning, give us a call, AM Ocala Live. But we will be right back right after this. WOCA Ocala.
News. I'm Chris Foster. After days of negotiations, there's a deal on a $2 trillion stimulus package to help get through the coronavirus outbreak. Top Senate Republican and Democrat Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer.
This is a wartime level of investment into our nation. The men and women of the greatest country on earth are going to defeat this coronavirus and reclaim our future.
We're going to take up and pass this package to care for those who are now caring for us, and help carry millions of Americans through these dark economic times.
There are loans for small and large businesses, direct payments to Americans, and increased unemployment benefits. With COVID-19 cases spreading in New York City, anyone leaving that area is advised by a member of the White House task force to self-quarantine for 14 days. Nationwide, there are more than 55,000 cases reported now. America's listening to Fox News.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Near record-breaking high temperatures tomorrow. Partly sunny today, warm with a high 85 to 88. Mainly clear tonight, lows 65 to 67. Tomorrow, another partly sunny day, high 87 to 89. Then a clear night, low 64 to 68. For Friday, hot day with partial sunshine, high 89 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Okay. Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
This is Jan from Palm Garden, and March 30th is Doctors' Day. We are so grateful for the tireless dedication and professionalism of all the doctors we work with. I'd like to single out our medical directors, Alfonso, Martinez, and Sid Clevenger, and our attending physicians, Doctors Kidambi, Panchel, and Siva, for their ongoing service to our precious residents. Join me in wishing all the fine doctors of Ocala and Marion County a happy Doctors' Day on March 30th, and thank you from Palm Garden.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. So let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
WOCA.
Yeah, you're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, March 25th, as we're back from the break here. As we said before at the bottom of the hour, as it is Wednesday, rolling you through this this interesting week of March, the last full week of March here, to get ourselves to the weekend again. With that being said, another gorgeous, hello gorgeous weather day, as we're looking now at some beautiful blue sky with some wispy clouds out there as the sun's now starting to come up and just look absolutely gorgeous as we're sitting at 66 degrees with quite a little bit of more moisture in the air. You can feel a little bit as we're actually looking at a 20% chance of a shower maybe today with how much more moisture I felt this morning in the air. Maybe that's a possibility. But like I said, when I see 20%, I don't think 20% chance. I think 20% of the region or area in which this forecast is reported for. So what I'm basically saying is maybe 20% of Ocala might see a raindrop or two today. But there is a chance, for 20% chance, showers after 1 p.m., mostly sunny skies, high near 87. Now, yesterday it was breezy, and they're calling it to be a breezy, somewhat breezy day today, too, come the afternoon with an expected west wind near 15 miles per hour. See, what that does is that actually doesn't make it feel like 90 or 87 or whatever. Makes it feel much, much better. But that's for today as we move into a little bit more mostly cloudy skies into the night, which will keep it just fairly warmer with a low of 65 and 67 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, patchy fog, then mostly sunny skies, high near 88. And then Thursday night, mostly clear. Friday, sunny. Friday night, clear. Saturday, sunny. Yep, you guessed it. Saturday night, clear. Sunday, mostly sunny. So just what a gorgeous amount of weather we got going on here. Like I said, it's hard to go outside after doing this radio stuff. Go to the parking lot, get in the car, see the temperature and the thing, and drive to the drive-thru to get some lunch and go, oh yeah. Novel coronavirus, COVID-19. It's crazy, my friend, crazy. As we got a good show for you lined up, as we're going to get some interesting things rolling here this morning. Also, at the top of the 8 o'clock hour, stay tuned. We're going to be talking with Galen. Pretty much what we have been. No, not too much to talk about with sports, which is unfortunate. Like I was telling you yesterday, Carlos, that I was really hoping to be, this way through March, talking to Galen a lot about college basketball and where we would be with the March Madness and the big dance of the NCAA tournament. This would be the next week, which would be past the week. So last weekend it would have started, and then this weekend we would have been Sweet 16 playing on to see by Sunday who would be going to the Final Four, and then that would be playing out there the week after, and then I think they would have the national championship game then that following. But obviously that changed, and every now and then it's just that's worth talking about too, is within COVID-19 and the novel coronavirus is like, oh yeah, sports, that's on the back burner. And with that's always sometimes the distraction with some of the heavier things we have going on in society and in life. And not only that, I think what we see when we watch sports, which is I think the captivating parts of it for folks who really aren't into sports altogether but still can sit there and watch it, is sometimes too the background of the storylines that they come up with, or in other words, just the expectations that come along with playing team sport and overcoming adversity and being an underdog, or being the winning team and having everybody gunning for you and the right to sit at number one and continue to be the best there is, and competing at a level that brings out the best in yourself and all that stuff. That's why a lot of people like sports too. And that's captivating, and we don't have that right now. And as much as it is to be said that it's somewhat disappointing, it's just an observation I'm making, that sometimes I think that's the nice distraction that gets us more focused towards the bigger pictures that we have in regular life when we work hard, like most Americans do at their day jobs, to problem solve and fight a way to improve things and be inventive and have tenacity. I think that comes with, when you work hard, you play hard. And when you play hard, that comes back to having those moments of distraction like sports and some other things to lessen the mindset or the burden of things going on around you. So that way, that little bit of relax makes you come back a little bit stronger, a little bit fuller to handle the next tasks at hand. And with that being said, a lot of this has been just an unorthodox kind of event. And it's I said at the beginning of the week, we're now coming into the meat and potatoes of it. And with that is I think sometimes a different mindset or a psychology of it. And maybe that's what I'm getting at this morning. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing the glass half full, but I'm wondering when we're going to have enough water there to just top off the glass, is maybe what I'm getting at. Oh, so poetic. Anyway, my friend.
I never want to run out of water.
That's right. So as we make our way through here this Wednesday for you, just a couple announcements to get out there. As in lieu of coronavirus, as the Paddock Mall is closed until further notice, but they do have and is open and ready to serve with a Chick-fil-A that you can do through the Chick-fil-A mobile app. And you can order curbside there from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Or you can visit their temporary drive-thrus that they have set up at the end of our show at 11 a.m. That'll run till 2:30 p.m. for the expanse of lunch. Also, too, I know everybody's, like I said, they're working hard getting through this mentally, everything else, too. And I'll tell you what plays a hard part on the mind is kind of like, for yourself, you're like, man, I'm not going to be able to work. And with that comes this little cloudiness of the financial responsibilities that a lot of people have. So with that being said, in case anyone needs this, I've read this before. I haven't had a chance to look more into it myself, but I still want to make it available out there information-wise. It's that the United Way has a COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund that they will help with bills, rent, and food. You can call 1-866-211-9966, and if you provide a zip code, they will be given a list of agencies, local agencies, to help provide assistance through this, like I said, for the possibility of helping with bills, rent, and even food. Again, that number is 1-866-211-9966. That's some good stuff there. I think earlier we had noticed on the Star Banner or something like that too, that within the county they offer some assistance opportunities. I think with just this whole number here, 1-866-211-9966, they will put you in touch with whom to speak with on that. And also, I want to throw that out there as a public service. For those who are maybe looking at struggling a little bit, talk to, the call volumes are higher. Everybody's getting the emails now from all of their, bill providers. Basically, if you have your car payment, your phone payment, your utility payment, you're getting emails that are instructing you on what they're doing in lieu of COVID-19. Some of them are offering within the email to give them a call if you need assistance or something like that. Even if they don't, give a call to your financiers for, like I said, your car payments or your utilities or your phones, and talk to them. The worst thing they can do is say, no, we can't do anything. You got to pay your bills. But for those out there who may not know, sometimes you can hear options that are there to maybe alleviate some of that pressure on your mind and the mindset of having to have these bills paid, because you can work with them. My girl did it with her financier for the car payment. Calling to make a payment, she ended up talking to somebody, and she just asked the question. It's like, hey, I'm out of work right now, but I'm trying to make my payment for this month. What does that mean for next month? And they worked with her. And that's what I heard a lot of these institutions are trying to do, because at the end of the day, even though that there's a sign on a building and it's a brick and mortar, or it's a phone line, it's a corporate number, and you're talking to a machine or something to that extent, it's still ran by human beings. So I say, as a public service, if you're feeling a little like you're struggling, give a moment to take some time, break from the social media and the TikTok and the Instagrams, and give a call to whom you're paying for your car payment and who you have for your phone bill, and give them a call. At least you can talk to them. You might find out something that you didn't know possible about maybe deferring some stuff just for a little bit to help you get through the time, or at least until we know we can get the federal government to come up with that stimulus. The idea that they've been working on, that the Democrats kicked back for reasons we know that have been talked about to death, so I'm not going to bring up too much of that. But as they're still working to come to a plausible agreement about getting a stimulus to the American people to kind of give them that break that's necessary, that might be just deferred enough. If you can, so to speak, make the payment here, done with March, maybe they can defer April. Next thing you know, boom, we can maybe get that stimulus working into you. That way it's able to be used for then what was deferred and stuff like that. So that way there's options. That's what I'm saying, is talk to who you need to, and figure that out. I need to do that as well.
Stimulus would definitely be appreciated by a lot of people, I'm sure of it.
A lot of people. That's true. I did hear something that was fairly interesting. It makes you think a little bit. It is what it is. You got to take everything nowadays with a grain of salt. But it was a meme that said, billionaires and millionaires in Washington are trying to decide on giving you $1,000 to $1,200 to get through a pandemic. let that sink in. Millionaires and billionaires are just trying to figure out how to give you $1,000 just to get through a worldwide pandemic.
Millionaires, yeah, billionaires.
In lieu of the politicians, so to speak. But, at the end of the day, it's like I said, grain of salt. It's something that's out there to try to help in lieu of this time. But as much as we do talk with Galen, which I'm sure we will when we talk at the 8 o'clock hour, is just how the economy's been affected and just how it's going to have like a trickle-down effect, so to speak, later on, even if we get back to work and everything, to the idea of how it's going to affect small business, mom and pop businesses, big industries such as like the airline industries looking to get bailed out. Well, what does that mean for the mom and pop store down the street here in Marion County that's tried to stay open as long as they could to keep their employees making some revenue? That way they can take care of their families during this, but at the same time had to close the doors because they can't do it because they can't keep business because everything's shutting down and people are staying at home, or they were the ones that were told that they mandatorily have to close doors. And that's the big thing, and that's where I say, like, for this Wednesday, as maybe it's the philosophy show, it's the mindset, it's the psychology show. But hey, we've been trying to do our best to see that glass half full, and what we can do to get through. Like I said, to maybe grab the water pitcher and refill that glass. I don't know.
Refill the glass, you're right. Because if it's half empty, you want to make it full.
Right? That's why you say half empty. That's how some people may be seeing things right now.
Or it might just be half full, actually.
Yeah. But if you'd like to give us a comment, give us a call, 622-9622. Just to bring out some conversation and everything else. We're making our way towards the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Like we said, after the top of the 8 o'clock hour, we'll get our blood bank report, talking with Galen and our sponsors there, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center and Penn Flooring. And when we get to the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be doing our news bits. We'll be reading bits of news within some national and some local stuff that'll stir some conversation there. And we'll work that till about 9 o'clock. From 9 o'clock to 9:30, we'll be doing On This Day in History. I've got another list of some interesting items that took place on this day in history, beginning in the year 1929. That carries us all the way to the most recent. So that's the oldest one in the state in history. Is I got 1929, and then the most recent one I've got is up to 2006. I'm sorry, 2009. So that'll be interesting as we take that from the 9 o'clock to the 9:30 hour. And then we'll also have we'll have a guest in here at 9:35 to 10 o'clock. Harvest Time, Juvenile Ministries. Reverend Michael Maddox we'll have here with talking about some stuff he's been doing, some of the good stuff he's been working in with the community. And then from 10 o'clock on, we'll be doing just a little bit more with a roundabout conversation, and then rounding out our show. Wednesdays are a little bit lighter, and that's okay, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to work. Like I said, we're going to recline the chair today and talk. Yesterday was a good day, strong day, getting through everything, and today we're going to recline the chair. We're going to light the fire. We're going to fill the glass. We're going to chillax, so to speak. I like it. Carlos just put his hands above his head and just recline, just like I was talking about.
Yeah, sure. I like that term because it only makes perfect sense, because some might think that chillax is not an actual term, but it actually makes perfect sense when you really just don't think too much about it. You just go along with it and chillax.
Chillax. Now, it's like we said, there's still talks of statewide complete shutdown and all that stuff. No news yet, so to speak, as like I said, we keep you informed and we have more information and stuff like that. But speaking of the glass half full, is also just thinking about a lot that's going on with the community to help, to try to help a lot of people, that's where we had with Matt Gibbs yesterday, talking about what they're trying to do to help things out, so to speak, with seniors, and still needing to get maintenance done on their cars and keep up with maybe the errands that they need to do and stuff like it. We got a little caller this morning. Excellent. And good morning, WOCA. Happy Hump Day, Wednesday, March 25th.
This is Kathy. Hi, Adam.
How you doing today?
I'm just curious about something.
Sure.
What happened yesterday? Because that music station in Jacksonville kept coming in when you had both Heidi Mayer and Kevin Christian on, and a little bit during Galen.
Huh. I'm not sure.
It just started playing music from that station 93 point something in Jacksonville.
I wonder if
on the FM on FM for the source.
I'm not sure. You're the only one to point that out. I wonder. I don't know if that was on our end or not. Was it?
It happened. They kept doing it, and they would stay on for as long as about 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh wow. To look into that,
and then go back to Galen.
How's it sound
and
now?
never did go back to Heidi Mayer and Kevin Christian.
Yeah. How does it sound now? Is it coming through pretty good?
Fine. It's fine today. I was like, yay.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to hear that Jacksonville station.
Yeah.
Like you all.
There you go. Excellent. I appreciate that. And thanks for listening. How are you doing today? You know, it's Wednesday, right? We're halfway through this last full week. Yeah.
I've been staying home.
Yeah.
I've been being obedient and staying home. I'm pretty well stocked on groceries. No real reason for me to have to go out. So I've been just, I've been very blessed. I've got neighbors that are just adorable, just so supportive, and I'm blessed to have a pool. So we've just been hanging out around the pool. Getting a lot of sun.
Yeah, with this weather, that is phenomenal.
Home.
So
the weather has been good.
Yeah. Besides the pool, what else have you guys done to stay a little busy?
Right, exactly. Done a little bit of weeding, which I hate, but I can't say I don't have the time to do it. No excuse there.
That's pretty good. And
just keep on doing the good job you are. Just was wondering about all that yesterday. It was like, no, let's have WOCA, not that Jacksonville thing. Good grief.
Yeah, well, thank you for the heads up on that. We'll look into that. Maybe just in case.
All right.
But thank you.
Good day.
You too, sweetie. Thank you for listening. You got it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And with that, we got another caller. Good morning, WOCA. You're on the air. Happy Wednesday.
Good morning, Adam and WOCA.
Yeah, how you doing today, partner? You good?
Well, yeah, I'm hanging in there real good, no problems. I'm sticking around the house like you're supposed to, except for maybe a little shopping once in a while. I just wanted to say what the caller before you were there, Kathy, as her name is, on my radio too, every once in a while I get on FM, get a little bleeding of another station once in a while. So I just popped over to AM, and it's fine that way. So I don't know what's going on, but it's the airwaves are, maybe they got the virus too.
Yeah, one of my producers just messaged me and said atmospheric issues, and I don't know if that's because the weather's so good and the sky's so clear. We've got radio waves coming from every angle, from everywhere in the state, or what?
maybe they're putting too many of those little things in orbit, those satellites.
Hey,
in orbit.
Maybe you're right. All those Starlink satellites, they're getting congested up there, and they're bouncing so many radio waves they can't keep track.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, WOCA and your programming is very comforting, and during a crisis time like this, it's a soft hit on the news. It isn't this pounding kind of baloney, and it's a lot of local stuff and what's going on and how people are helping people. So it's nice to have a radio station that has an attitude like that in a profile that is not as like a fist in your face all the time, and it's an enjoyable way to spend the day with the radio on.
Well, thank you very, very much, partner. We really, really appreciate that, and that means a lot. And even with the first caller who said that as well, because it is a little heavy. It's like we were talking this morning to come in before the sun comes up and know that it's important to talk about what's going on with a worldwide pandemic, and that sometimes weighs a little heavy. And I think maybe that's where my conversation started this morning, as I know I'm 3 days in to being so heavy with it. So I think what we've tried to do here between Carlos, myself, and Joe and Dan is to try to make it just feel a little lighter, and that's the point of a good morning show, So we greatly appreciate that, Hugh. Thank you very much.
Well, you're doing a very good job at it, and I enjoy your radio station. It's like my friend with me all day, and I take my little radio out in the backyard when I'm doing yard work.
Nice.
And so I got you on most of the time, and really enjoy your programming and enjoy your particular attitude about how the world is going on right now.
Well, thank you very much, and that makes sense. So when you're out there in the yard, just like she said, pulling those weeds, there's no excuse not to pull them now, is there? Got to get them taken care of.
Yeah, like I said on the program the other day, my yard looks so good. I'm almost astonished though how nice it looks because especially on the weekends when I usually watch sports, I got a lot of time to do things that usually I set aside and eventually forget about them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, partner, and thank you for listening too.
Oh, okay, thank you, and good night, or goodbye, rather.
There you go. Excellent, folks. Thanks for the kind words. As we're moving through with your Wednesday, your hump day, as we come to the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Stay tuned, because after that, we're going to be talking with Galen, which I know is a segment a lot of people like, from our friends at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center in Penn Flooring. You're listening to WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
News. I'm Chris Foster. It came after midnight, word of a deal between Congress and the White House on a $2 trillion coronavirus financial relief bill. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
To all Americans, I say, help is on the way. Big help and quick help.
It will help secure our economic foundations and stabilize key national industries to prevent as many layoffs as possible, while keeping big companies accountable, as both sides have sought to do.
That's Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. The full details haven't been released yet. We know the deal includes loans for businesses, direct payments to Americans, and expanded unemployment benefits. The Senate meets at noon with a vote expected there sometime today. And England's Prince Charles has tested positive for COVID-19. We're told he has mild symptoms and is working from home. Worldwide, confirmed cases are up to more than 425,000. America's listening to Fox News.